Hello, I'm Adriana. I'm a Soul Path teacher and guide. Today with an intuitive reading. Now this reading, I am tapping into a specific energy. It is though, because we're not exactly one-on-one, you will need to take this information and use it responsibly. This reading is really designed to give you a shift or a difference in perspective that maybe opens up more options and more possibilities about your situation that you hadn't thought about. Okay. All right. Now this is the same modified personal Celtic cross reading that I like to use. Let's see if we can get it. All right. Lift you guys over here if you're in here. Okay, so let's see what's going on. Queen of Wands, you are is your energy as well as the situational energy crossed by the Fool. So this is all about new adventures, confidence in new adventures, and creating new adventures for you. I feel like in general this is about new energy coming in that's very unfamiliar. So this may be literally energetic downloads coming in, or perhaps situations that are in front of you that feel new and are kind of uncomfortable and you're maybe not sure what to do in them. In both of these cards, we're looking at a lot of heart-centered energy, trusting your heart, trusting what is that sense of inspiration or where you feel moved to go. What I'm trying to say is this is about intuitive action, inspired action that maybe doesn't make sense. You just know you have to do it and you do it. You go for it. Okay, let's see what else is going on here. Magician in the past, Tower in the future, Death on top, and Queen of Pentacles in the subconscious. Interesting. I'm going to go ahead and reveal everything else just so I see where we're headed. Okay, interesting. I had this same ending card come out in a reading that I did for a client yesterday, and I just find that interesting because the fact that I did that there and now we're doing it here means that there's an element that we're all struggling with this energy in a way, or we're all having to work with it differently. Now I want to say Queen of Wands is here to really inspire you to believe in yourself, to be confident in yourself, and to know that you can take leadership in any situation that calls for it. Whether or not you feel ready to, that's kind of what the Fool is. You just may not have experience in the area that you're being asked to step up to for leadership. And there's part of you, Queen of Pentacles, in the subconscious that would rather do what's comfortable or what's known. And I think also, just kind of in a bigger picture here, Queen of Pentacles is very much the tangible world, things that I can touch and see and feel. Queen of Wands and the Fool, they live in the other world, the world of spirit and energy and not tangible. It's like what's before the tangible, before it becomes manifest. And so, you're faced with this new beginning that you can feel, but it doesn't really kind of make sense in the tangible reality yet. And interesting though, in the past we have Magician. So you've called this in. You have manifested this and asked it to be here, but it's so new, you just don't know how it's supposed to feel. So, silly example, I got a new pair of shoes, different style than what I've ever worn, and they feel completely strange on my feet. It's almost like I don't know how to walk. That's a little bit what's happening here. You've called in something new, you've asked for it, it's here, but you don't have your land legs yet. It still kind of feels a little bit wobbly. And you're definitely being pushed out of your comfort zone, and you're probably being asked to step up in a way that is different than what you've had to do in the past. we have a connection between the advice from your higher self and the Queen of Wands. We have the Strength card. So both of these are heavy Leo kind of energy. And again, it's trust yourself, believe in yourself, follow your heart, expand your heart, really. The Strength tells us that that is the supportive energy coming from the other side, and that is the kind of cosmic energy. The Queen of Wands is the physical embodiment of that energy. So I think what's happening is that you're actually going through kind of a personal transformation, and you're aware of this. We've got the Death card in the conscious level. You're aware that this is something new for you. But there's aspects about the way you're speaking, the way you're holding yourself, that are in a process of shifting and transforming and opening up. There's also a clarity of vision and focus that I see happening for you now that you didn't have in the past. I think that perhaps it was easier for you to be swayed or distracted, but there's just a different focus about you right now. And I think you're aware that this transformation is important and that it's truly taking you to your next stage or next phase. So I think what I'm saying is I don't feel a lot of resistance from you, which is good. Now, I do want to clarify, because in the near future, we have the Tower coming up. And again, that's not a bad thing, because you're going through this process of transformation and change and movement. But because the Tower is a big card, I want to get a real clear sense of what's going on with it. Queen of Cups and Six of Pentacles. All right, talk to me here. Okay, what I think is going to be, how this is going to manifest for you is you're going to start to feel or sense that something is out of balance, that a giving and receiving is not equal. There's too much on one side, too much giving or too much receiving. And you're going to feel that, and you're going to know that deep inside, and it's going to cause a break or a rupture or a sudden change. It's like all of a sudden one day it hits you, I can't do this anymore. I can't keep holding all of the burdens on my side. I can't take this workload, or I can't take this way of being treated. You're really it comes to a breaking point. And I also want to say, pay attention to your dreams. I think for some of you, you're going to get very clear dreams about this. Interesting, in our outcome, Nine of Swords. Traditionally, that's a card associated with nightmares, but a nightmare is a dream. So pay attention to those intense dreams, because you're getting a signal from your subconscious that this isn't careful, that this isn't comfortable. And the presence of three queens here. We have Queen of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, and Queen of Wands. Queen of Swords is on vacation, I guess. We are really talking about the feminine energy. So this is either the feminine energy with you, or you dealing with the feminine energy, a mother or a sister, a daughter, a girlfriend, partner, whatever it is. You're coming to terms with the feminine energy in a different way here. And what's on the external influence here is Hierophant. And Hierophant is kind of it's a card that goes against these other energies, because this is tradition and stability and the way we've always done it. And this is, no, it doesn't work anymore. It's new, and it needs to be changed. This is revolution. This is the status quo. And so I feel like either there's an expectation that you need to maintain the status quo, or you have a presence in your life that is expecting you to maintain the status quo. The deeper meaning of the Hierophant, though, is seeking that spiritual teacher or seeking that mentor that really brings you into a deeper knowing of yourself. But I'm not sure if that's coming through the negative or the positive channel. Which way is this happening for this person? I think what it's doing is that however you're interacting with this other is really truly taking you to the heart of the matter. So they either get you to understand or get you to feel your courage or challenge you to stand up for yourself or to live in a more heart-centered space. And I do feel like it's through a negative channel. So it's not someone that's actively encouraging you, hey, be in your heart. It's something that when you try to push against it and you don't get anywhere and you feel dissatisfied, it causes you to go internal and say, well, what is it that I really need? What is it that I truly desire here? Higher self is telling you to trust the wisdom within. Hierophant is more the wisdom that's on the external. So there, I love the kind of quiet feminine energy in the Strength card as well, that it's telling you there's so much life force and so much of that Kundalini energy that is trying to support you and open itself up to you. This is the focused Kundalini, and this is kind of like that archetypal representation of it. So this is about learning to manage your life force. And life force always thrives when it's in a balance. So when we look at nature and we look at how everything always works together, for instance, I mean, I don't even know where to start because it's such a connected system. The clouds provide water, which then nourishes the tree. The tree grows roots, the tree grows branches, and it provides shelter for other animals. It provides food for them. And the roots also enrich the soil. They take nutrients, but then when you look at the interactions with all the other little plants, the roots are talking to each other. And so there's all sorts of interconnectedness. And when one thing gets out of balance, then the whole thing is thrown out of whack. I was reading about the whole double cicada hatching that's going to happen. And one consequence is that those that love to eat cicadas are going to be really happy. And other animals that don't traditionally eat cicadas are probably going to switch to eating cicadas because there's going to be so much of them, especially in the places where you have both strands happening at once. But the problem with that is that the insects that usually get eaten by the predators now go unchecked. So we may be seeing more tent caterpillars, more destructive insects, other problems. So this is what happens when the life force gets out of balance. And so for you, this is understanding how to channel your life force in a way that it stays in balance so that you have all the energy to do what you want to do and what you need to do. Ace of Wands is your hopes and fears, and it's exactly what we're talking about, that pure life energy, that pure life force, just inspiring you to create and create and create and go and go and go. A lot of good fire energy here. A lot of good, just, this is the time. This is the time to be creative. This is the time to go for it. I want to clarify your Nine of Swords because that is our highest potential, and it's that is not an expansive energy in that card. Can you tell me a little bit more about Nine of Swords? Four of Pentacles. All right, I hope you're going to be able to see this. On the Nine of Swords, this card, probably not. There's a tapestry in the back. There's a tapestry in the back. It's kind of a square shape, and it's full of a cobweb because in the Nine of Swords, you're consumed by anxiety. Your mind is racing and you can't see a way out. You feel completely trapped, and or there's a deep truth inside of you that you feel if you looked at it, you'd be completely devastated, yet you can't ignore it. So it creates this kind of convulsive, despairing energy, like, what are my options? What can I do? I don't know what to do. And the thing is that when you let go, there's a butterfly sitting right in the middle of that spider's web. When you let go and understand that you're in this transformation of your life force, so you let go of what you're afraid to lose. Again, the reason why we're out of balance, when you let go of that, then you have this clear doorway. And the reason why I was pointing out the tapestry is a square, it's like this is the same shape. So when that spider web goes away, suddenly there's the sun, there's clarity, there's this sacred foundation that's available to you. And so what you're afraid of losing, actually, when you let it go, brings back that stable, grounding, and optimistic future. Again, we've been looking at a lot of fire energy, the sun, the fire, but then we have the sun in practice. But it's not the overwhelming sun, it's the sun that lights up your world. It's that your heart is able to be the engine of your world. So right now, because of the pressure from this external energy and having you in this state of, I don't know how to move this forward, I don't know where to go, it does kind of feel dark. But the answer is to really connect with that life force that is trying to wake up in you and is trying to invigorate. And really, I feel like in the Tower card, it breaks out. So I think in the future, you are going to have this moment where this can't be contained anymore and it just explodes out of here. And you come to this realization that I don't have to stay in this place of mental torture anymore. The doorway is clear for me. The doorway is open, and I can walk into this richer, more satisfying, heartfelt, and heart-centered, but it's like the heart is the foundation of life here, because Queen of Wands is full of heart. She's full of passion. She's full of the bravery and courage and energy that happens when you live from the heart. Nothing scares you. She's one who lives without fear, and that's where you're trying to go. Even though you may be feeling some of that fear and that consuming dread, this is really where you are. This is really who you are and where you're trying to go. Any other message here? Your inner strength is a bigger reserve than what you realize. You may be feeling burned out on the surface, but your inner strength is, there's more in there than what you see. And part of, this is kind of a classic theme that can come up where you're afraid of your own power or you're afraid of your own light. It's like you're kind of afraid of your own strength in a way. You're afraid of your own energy being bigger and being more capable than what you realize. That scares you, I guess, because you can't play small anymore. You can't play it safe. But playing it safe isn't satisfying. It's just not, especially for you right now. Okay, any other? It's coming through to just reaffirm to you that know that you're very blessed, know that you're very supported, and know that it's already come what you've asked for. In a lot of ways, it's already here. So this is maybe different than what you expected. It's perhaps not what you pictured or when you pictured it happening, but this is about being open to the possibility of what it might offer you and where you might go if you follow this path with full courage and full energy and just going for it. All right, thanks so much for joining me. If you're looking for one-on-one readings, I do tarot as well as astrology, as well as blended together. So if you'd like to learn a little bit more about that, please check out my website, Soul Guidance with Adriana, link in the description below. I'll look forward to seeing you soon, and have a wonderful, wonderful day.